Hello, welcome back to my channel. I just want to run through the code that I used to build the web application for farmers in the other video that I posted. Alright, so let's dive right in. Down here you see that I have app.py file. This is a Python file where I had to put in all the routes that I had to create for the web page to be able to interact. Meaning, if there is no app.py file, this page will not be interactive, will not be able to take in the user's username and their password. They will not be able to log in and register because there is no app.python file. So if you look at this page, you see that I have configured SQL. I use SQL command and I configured it with the Flask framework, where I now had to build the database. Now my database is users.db. Down here you see a database model for each user. So each user have a unique ID, a unique username, and their password, which will be checked, and it's actually encrypted. Then the first route I built here is the home page route, that welcoming users, that page that welcomes users. So this is a route. So when the user is in section, meaning the user is logged in, it returns the user to the dashboard. But if the user is not already registered or logged in, it just returns the user back to the home page, where this home page, this is what I mean by home page, where the user will have to log in or register. Okay, now the next route you have here is the login route. This login route had to use the post method. So I'm using the post method because when users are going to put in sensitive information, it's important that it's not displayed for everyone to see. So things like the password, it should not be using a get method. Get method means just to display the interface, but post is going to take in the information and save it in the interface. Alright, so at this point the user is going to log in, and there's a field where it will check if the input space, the input is empty or not, and request user to actually put in the username and their password. And we see here I built an object model where it will need to query the database for the user that is signed in or logged in. Now the next route is the register route, where the user will need to register. Still also it's using the post method for us to get in the information and take it to the database. Okay, then you see that here, yes, it's actually checking to see if the user is he a new user. If it's a new user, we need to register or take the information and save it in the database. But if the user is already in section, meaning he's already logged in, is already registered, you just take the user down to the dashboard. Now this is the dashboard route, where the user will see the information in the web app. If the user is not already in session, meaning it's not logged in, then it will return the user back to the home page for the user to actually put in those information. Now let me show you the HTML page where I wrote the code for the form. Okay, so down here you see that I have 4 inputs tag, where it's taking in the username and the password, and a button for submit and the one for register. Now there's a JavaScript encrypted down there to verify the action. Is it a login action? If it's login action, take the user to URL for the login, and if it's register action, it sends the user to that URL for the register page. Okay, let's go to the dashboard HTML. In the dashboard, that's when the user is already registered, it displays the dashboard. This is what I have in my dashboard. Everything in the web page was written down in this dashboard. You can see a Ginger syntax here, having username as a variable inside, meaning it's taking that username and whatever user puts as the username is going to display it here. Now if you go down this page, you see that I also added JavaScript here for the knowledge check part, where the user will be asked some series of questions and will be required to click the correct answer. Now, if the user click the wrong button, it's going to display incorrect and the button will turn red. I use JavaScript for this, okay? And if the user clicks a correct button, the answer is correct, it will display correct and the color will display green. So this is where this event listener is part of JavaScript, and I use that for this part. So for those of you that just want to transition into the tech space, you can start with a web application. If you want me to run through this web application step by step and build this web app with you, you can leave a comment below and I will do a video and go through my code step by step on how I was able to get this done.